Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Siddersknits YouTube podcast. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Arlene.
And you can find us on Instagram. I'm Siddersknits. Do you use your Designwitharlene one?
Yes, Designwitharlene.
Designwitharlene. We're on Ravelry. I'm Sidderad.
and I'm stitchnscrap.
Yeah.
It's funny because in different times of our life, and we've just kept the same.
Well, it's hard because with Ravelry, if you were to change it, I don't think you can change the name now. And
you might be. I don't know. That's something else. So, okay.
But yeah, well, and I still use syderad like for all different stuff. My siblings
brings back memories.
Yeah. So we will go ahead and get started. So the first thing we have are our mission accomplished, right?
She has mission accomplished. Okay. I'll wait for the next.
Okay. So I finished something, and I have not given these to my grandma yet because I had to put them on here first. So I have my socks for my grandma, all done. So these are just some vanilla socks. I did twisted rib up here. So it's just where instead of like normal knit, you knit through the back loop. So it just looks a little different.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a better ribbing or not, but I think I do like the look of it more. And then I did afterthought toe or heels, and then just normal toes. This yarn is the Arkaik yarn, or Arkaik Fibres, and then this one is a Storyteller yarn, little mini. So these are done.
Completely done.
Yes,
are you going to
they're
give them
blocked.
to her?
Yeah, I was thinking of bringing them over because my kids are at my grandma's house, so I was thinking of bringing them over after.
And so, and my grandma is my mom.
Yeah.
And then she actually just lives next door to us, so she's watching her kids. My kids are at school, all the kids, so we have no children. And we're not taking a nap. We're doing this podcast.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I did it now, because it's 1 o'clock, so it's like nap time. But I brought them over there instead of like putting them down for naps and then doing this, so that I could still have nap time. So my grandma gets them once I can have a break.
It's like
yeah, but funny. They have fun. They love it. Well, my son was gonna stay here, and instead he goes, "I want to go to great grandma's house. I don't want to stay here." So.
And I said, "You don't like grandma," which is me. You don't like grandmas? And he had a really good. He came back with. Well, I said, "What you don't? What did I say?"
He said something about I think he said, "Oh, I love great grandma."
But he goes, "I love you too, grandma." It was so sweet.
Yeah.
So he said it perfect.
Yeah. So yes, socks, and my grandma is a very deserving person for socks.
Very. I don't. I'm still working on the same thing. I don't know if I showed the
started.
Oh yeah. Okay, next.
Stitches started.
Stitches started. Or maybe stitches still on the needle. I'm trying to think because this is really what did I have this finished last time? Okay, I think I did. So
or at least I know you had through this done. Okay, I can't remember.
So the toes finished. I did not make it a different color. Looking back, I probably should have, but I have not done a sock. I've not knit a sock since I think it's been years. So actually, I was excited that I actually finished it. Just to finish it is an accomplishment for me. So there's that one, and then
hold it up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we showed that last time or not.
Yeah, I think I think you had because you needed the needle. You needed the darning needle. So
Okay. So see,
it's
I did finish one sock.
I love
that
colors.
striping though.
Yeah.
And then I just started on the second sock. Isn't it funny how once you do the first sock, the second sock is like just finish it.
Yeah.
I want to move on to something else. So that's about how far I've gotten.
So you're
the second sock, not too bad.
Yeah, you've done past where you do the heel.
Yeah.
So.
And what's nice about that afterthought heel is you don't have to worry about that heel anytime like really soon. So if you're out and about, you just take your knitting project and
can knit. Yeah, these look really pretty.
Yeah, they turned out. I really like.
Did you block this one?
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna say it looks like it, so I wasn't sure. Cool.
And I usually don't block my socks, so.
Well, the first time, right? Like the first time, and then after that, you just throw them from the wash.
I
really?
don't block.
I thought
my
you
socks.
did.
I'm kind of like, what's the point? Because if you wear them, and I think if you give it away, yes. But I like if you're just gonna wear them. So I used to make socks a lot, and they're still fun, but I decided I quit, and then they wore out. I mean, it's been like what did we have
Probably 10 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna say so. They've worn out. So this is a good way for me to just get my stash of socks going again. And when winter is coming, I can't get that out of my head now that we're on this podcast.
There, I'll put it down.
Yes, that was my project.
Yay! I like it. I'm
Yeah.
excited for those socks to be done. They're pretty.
Yeah.
So I have a few things. I forgot one of them because I got home. I like ran inside, grabbed my stuff, threw it in the car, and left. And I couldn't find one of my bags. Oh well.
Yeah. And here, this week was the first week of school, like first grade and up here in our area. And then kindergarten starts on Monday. So it's been a little bit, right before school, you have to get everything ready and, make sure you have all the paperwork. And then the first week of school, you get all the paperwork that you have to sign and everything. And then next week, her oldest starts kindergarten.
Yeah.
So that's been like, we have assessments here the week before. So it's been kind of
And our house is done next Friday. It's very exciting.
So is it done? Your closing done?
Yeah. So next Friday,
Wow.
it's so Tuesday we do our final walkthrough. They call it orientation, I guess, to make sure we know how a house works, and to check everything. I mean, that's where we check, make sure everything works, and then Friday is when we get the keys and we close.
Wow.
Yeah, we're painting all weekend and then moving in the following Wednesday.
But still, you'll be able to have the keys and go inside.
Yeah, and right now we're staying with my mother-in-law who's 3 blocks away. My husband joked of putting stuff on a dolly and just carting it over.
You can just wheel the stuff over.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't think that seems like a great idea.
But it'll be close, which is good.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah.
We're very excited to be in our own space.
Fun.
Then I'm gonna set up a little podcast recording area. That'll be fun.
That'll be good. So I just found out that one of my friends, and she's your age, Brittany is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be living really close to you.
Yeah.
So
Theirs is gonna be done in a while. I don't think we asked.
February. It's
Oh, really?
6 months away. Yeah.
Oh, so they must have just gotten it.
I
then.
think she just was signing or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
they must have
picking them up.
just done it because they do 6 months, and they're from when you
First
get your
pick it
house.
up.
When you
So
first
was yours 6 months that you waited to? Wow, it just
it was
went
February.
quick.
It did,
went really
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, and was selling another house and moving and moving
that's
out of
always
storage
stressful
and almost done. And I'm so
Can't
excited.
wait. And they're gonna have in-laws quarters too. So
Not us.
yeah, you are.
We do have an extra bedroom.
That's what I need. I can go spend the night over there.
Yeah, I thought we should get a blow-up mattress. It's gonna be the exercise room, but I thought we had a blow-up mattress for when people come to visit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, I know. Little tangent. So here's my one of my stitches started. So this I don't know why I started this. I think because I finished the other project, I was like, okay, start a new project that I think this is gonna be a Christmas gift. I don't know,
That's
but
super cute.
for
the
a friend of mine.
back
Yeah,
there.
this is so this is another one of the Valkyrie fibers. This one's called Bag End. So yours is I can't remember the name of it.
Middle
but,
Earth. Mine is Middle Earth.
but it was the Middle Earth collection, but it was
Okay.
one of the characters I can't remember. And then this one is Bag End. So this is where the hobbits lived. Is what this one's named after.
Is it Baggin or Big Baggins?
Bag End, Bagend. Bag End. That's
Okay.
where where the hobbits lived. Or I can't remember if it was Bilbo's house. Something. One of those is Bag End.
Okay.
So I did an Eye of Partridge heel. So I never really do heel flap and gusset because I get that ladder when you pick up the stitches on the side.
Yeah.
And so I need to probably just look up where I should be picking up the stitches because I got that, but it wasn't it doesn't bother me enough to redo it even though it's a gift. But yeah, so they're just gonna be little shorty socks. I mean, I'm almost to the toe, starting the toe.
That's nice.
So these are gonna be a Christmas gift for a friend. So that's why I just was kind of I started these, but I have other things I'd rather get done sooner. So I don't know why I was I'm just gonna start a pair of these, but I did.
Because it was there. You saw the yarn and
Yeah.
I really like the color of that yarn
I know,
too.
and I made socks for her son. So I made socks for their little boy. And then, so this is going to be a matching pair for the mom. So I thought that would be cute,
is
because she's
super
way
cute.
into Lord of the Rings. So that's why I had done them for their son. And then I was going to do some for each of them, but I think I'm just going to stop at her. Because
you're done with socks.
yeah, because, well, and guys' feet are bigger. So you have to
Yeah.
make them longer. And they don't, like, I wouldn't make him shorty socks. Like, you know, the little short, I would want to do, you know, a long.
And sometimes guys appreciate it, a homemade
Yeah.
hand knit sock, and sometimes
Yeah.
guys don't. I mean, it just
Yeah, my
depends, so.
husband, I mean, I was thinking of making some for, like, my brother or my dad, but past
Yeah.
that, I don't think I would do any. I make them for my friends, and they like them. So that's one. And then here's the other one that I brought so I have 3, but the one that I forgot is not here. So this, I finally started that Strange Brew sweater. So this is the sleeve, and this is that lava, I think it was lava heather. So it's got that kind of like purpley undertones, like kind of purpley reddy
And this is the yarn that you showed.
undertones.
The
Mhm.
last.
Yeah. So this
last
is the one where with
podcast,
the
okay.
green, it's gonna look pretty, but with that purple,
Yes.
So that's why I want to start my son's first. So then, when
I'm gonna feel
yeah,
that.
it's soft. It's really
Ooh.
soft.
Okay, so honestly, I looked at that sweater and I thought it was gonna be scratchy. The yarn, and then I just felt it. And
It's really soft.
Yeah, it's really soft.
Like I really like the feel of it, and this is the Knit Picks, I think Swish DK.
Okay.
But yeah, I like it so far, and I'm hoping that when I finish this one for my son, that I'll have enough of the green left over for my daughter. But it's kind of wishful thinking. I could always order more, but yeah. So one
great.
sleeve, close to being done, kind of. I think it has to be 13 inches, and that's, I don't know, 9 maybe. So, but I'm done with all the increases for the.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm actually knitting in the round instead of magic loop, which isn't too bad. I'm not a huge fan of the double pointed needles.
I
but-
always, and I know there's ways,
Uh-huh.
you know, like you can put the ends on them, but I'm always, when I do this, like this double pointed, I land up always losing stitches.
Yeah, you
off
know,
of
I
one
think I
loop.
lost one, and I think it's in here. Like, there's a little bump
I
there
saw
and
it,
stuff.
yeah.
But I can't figure it out, and I think I might have just accidentally like knit 2 together or something there. But oh well,
That's okay.
yeah.
We'll figure it out if it unravels then.
Yeah. And that's why I kept pulling on it. I don't think it like fell off. That's why I think I must have knit it together or something weird. This is my fun. This is another one of my Fate's thread bags. I don't know if I think I showed this last time. It's the little princesses in terrariums. I just thought it was so cute. I love that bag. And then the other one I had started that is not here is the Sweet Bee sock. I have the pattern because I printed it off today, so it was in my car. Because I was using it on my phone, but I got to the point where I needed to actually have it printed to write on it. So I started these socks, and it's so pretty. It's this pink and white yarn, like it's pink, and then this little contrast part is white.
I see it
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah, it's really
Look how
pretty, and it's got the
pretty.
like gold stellina in it, so it's just these very feminine little pink socks.
Okay, so where did you get this pattern from?
It's on Ravelry. Like I bought it on
Okay.
Ravelry, which I saw it on Instagram, and then
And it was a paid pattern then? Okay.
yeah, I think it's like $5,
All right, yeah.
somewhere around there, between $5 and $6. I think I think most patterns
Right.
are around that price.
And you know, really, I think that for that price, they took the time to make, you know, the pattern available to us. I think
Yeah.
that's good. Of course, sometimes if I'm just kind of playing around, you know, I do look
Yeah.
for a free pattern first. So
Yeah, it depends, because I think a lot of stuff, like, I'll pay for it because, like, if it's something I really like, the like buying the pattern part isn't too bad. But then I have to use it. That's the like,
Right,
if I pay
right.
for it, I'm like, okay, I should actually make it, not just buy a bunch of patterns and I'm like, oh, I'll use that eventually. Then like styles change or things where it's like, if I'm not actually going to use it, I don't want to. I shouldn't buy it because then I'm just.
do you remember that knit along that we did? That was that shawl.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever finish
No.
that? I never.
No,
did
what I
either.
made socks out of the
You
yarn.
did? I don't even know what happened to the yarn. It was really pretty.
It was really
But
pretty.
I remember being
Yeah.
almost like I hadn't knit in a while, and then looking at that,
Yeah,
it was a
it
little
was-
bit on the harder
Yeah,
side.
and it was a
for
lot.
me.
I started it and I got quite a like. because it was like it was a circular shawl at first, and then it somehow like branched out. So I had a circle, but
yeah. It was. They're fun sometimes. It was a mystery, wasn't it?
Yeah, which I'm not too like big on those anymore. I thought they were kind of fun, but I think like socks would be fun.
That's what I think. So
but something else, and it's hard. It's like, oh, then if you don't like the finished thing and you like used a bunch of yarn on it, then you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe look that up. I haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah,
I
they have them.
No, do they?
They have them on. There's on Ravelry. They still do.
Yeah, in my spare time, in our spare time, let's look.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. You have to like follow along and.
Yeah, and it's given a time date. I know.
Yeah. So next, what's our next?
So let's see.
Projects in the queue.
Yeah, stitches. Yep, projects in the queue, and I do have a couple of those. So all I've been working on is that sock, and then I was telling Sydney I need to get something because our podcast is coming up pretty soon. I better get something. So I was looking, and then I was looking on Ravelry, and I found one that was. I have one of my girls workers that comes in. She likes the Game of Thrones, and we talked about that a little bit last podcast. And so I think I just kind of in the search just put Winter is Coming, or I might have put Game of Thrones, and then it came up the scarf of Winter's Coming, and I thought how appropriate because we were talking about that last podcast. So I found one that it's an illusion scarf, and it's called a scarf. But so from what I can see though, it's pretty wide. It's wide and it's short. So people are kind of saying you knit around it and it can almost be like a little lap cover, like a lap blanket type of thing. So I found that I liked, and then because I like those illusion scarves.
Yeah, you've done a few of them.
And then I also found a scarf that actually says Winter is Coming, and that's all it is. And so it's thinner, but it is a double knit because you've got something on one side and then
it's like the reverse on the other, right? Isn't it where it's like
yes,
like
the
black
and white,
colors,
black, just like the illusion scarf, but it says I think Winter is Coming on both. Yeah. So I haven't really made up my mind, and I know that you'll insert those cute things in here.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I can put the pictures on there.
Yeah, we can link the patterns so they can see what we're talking about. Those are both free patterns on Ravelry, and so. Those are something, and then I thought, that would be cute as a little Christmas gift. She is a huge fan, and so we keep talking about when the final season's coming out. It's next year, so if I give it to her as a gift for Christmas this year, so if I'm thinking timeline wise, I technically have enough time to make this, but we'll see how it turns out. But I think sometimes I don't know. So. Those are the couple of things that I'm going to decide, I think, on one of them.
Yeah.
And then it's black and white yarn, and it's a scarf. And so I thought I probably have a stash, black and white, out in my stash area.
Yeah.
So I just have to look for it and look it up. It's one of those things where you want to go buy new yarn, but then black and white, you really have. I have to have some black and white. But tomorrow, I know that's another little tangent, but we have a local yarn store. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, so one of our local yarn stores is called Yarn Refuge, and they're doing their 1 year of being in open sale, or not sale, but I think just event. And they put that they were gonna post stuff today about it, but they hadn't yet. Yeah,
okay,
before I came like earlier, I think we picked up my husband's truck and I checked Instagram while I was waiting for him. And they hadn't posted anything yet, but it doesn't mean that by now they haven't, but that was like maybe 2 hours ago and they hadn't yet.
No.
So I'm not sure, but they just, my guess is they'd have like treats or something, over there.
Yeah, and so they said that today that they would post something about it.
So. Like it said like more details Friday or something.
And we're like, and
I know.
Details.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to plan your day.
Yeah, and it just said like between their open, their hours they're open. So we'll see. I might go. Yeah, I kind of. My coworker's birthday is coming up in a month, and I want to do socks, but the yarn I had bought for socks for her is in storage, and my yarn is at the back of the storage unit, so it's not like it's at the front where I can just get to it. It's at the very back, and we have like all of our appliances, couches, and stuff in front of that. So I mean, like, I guess in like a week and a half I would have it. It's just
She needs more yarn.
I know. And then I probably could use it for her and my other coworker because they both really like the same colors. So I could do maybe like shorty socks for both of them.
So, question for you, because we're talking about socks and knitting socks, because you do a lot of them. It seems like you have a lot of times you have them on your needles.
Yeah.
So what makes you keep from getting really bored with them? Like after one, like I have this one.
Like finishing the second one.
Yeah, and then keeping wanting to go on to like another one.
I don't know. I've actually been pretty good at just I finish one and I automatically start the next one. Like I just like I don't. I've been pretty good at viewing it like not like oh I've done one. It's just like oh I'm halfway through the project instead of like oh I finished one sock. It's like oh I'm just halfway there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Instead of like completing something, it's just halfway.
Because I love to start a project. I really anything, and then I might like maybe about halfway. Like one sock I'm halfway, and then I'm like not done, but I go a lot slower. It seems like, and then it's I have to really push
the
myself.
momentum.
Yeah,
and that's also why I don't do a lot of really big projects because it's just so much time, and I do lose interest. So for me, socks are small enough that I can kind of keep that focus. But anything much bigger, like even like when I made my daughter, I made her a little sweater last year, and even that was like to finish it. I'm like it was like a size 12 months, and it was still hard for me to finish. So it's hard. So like a sweater for me, you'll see I have yarn for one, but it's hard because I do lose that interest, and I just kind of fizzle out.
Sometimes for me, I swear it's almost the joy comes in picking the yarn out and purchasing it, and if you order it, then having it come in the mail. I'm that way with other things too, like stamps. I order them, like I'm all excited, like supplies, and then it sits in the box for a while, and I want to cast on, and I do, but I really have to have that, like, okay, that's what I was asking you. What keeps you motivated?
Yeah, and I think it's also just been a shift, like a mind shift of like trying hard not to just be like, oh, I want that, but like telling myself you have some, which again, just recently I went on that crazy, like I bought a bunch of yarn and stuff, but kind of like being like, okay, do I really need it? Which is hard because I don't always listen or follow that, but like trying to be better at like, or kind of telling myself you can't start something until you finish something, so that it's like, because otherwise I'd always be looking, oh, I want that, I want to do that, I want to do that. But if I try to like reel it in and go, finish this, and then you can look, like don't even look at stuff. And so like,
and I wondered maybe that's the reason why we kind of got out of it for a while. Me, is I got so much yarn.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
And then people give it to you, and before you know it, you have so much that you don't know where to start.
And then things like what's in changes because like
it's
over
like scrapbook
time.
supplies.
So like you get all this stuff, and then within 5 years, a lot of that yarn just it's not in anymore. I think of those scarves that were that like crazy yarn. Yeah, those were in. But then if you have the yarn and you haven't made it, in a couple years you're not in anymore. And you don't do something
with it, like give it away. Or,
and that's what I
would make
did,
a bunch of them.
Yeah. And that's what, like, when we moved from our farmhouse, so this was 3 years ago, I got rid of a ton of my yarn because I had so much like that, and I was like, this stuff isn't even, I mean, I donated it, so maybe someone was able to do something with
and
it.
And they can make something and then add that, and it's so cute.
But for me, I was like, I'm not going to use it. It just was taking up space, and I don't like that. I want things to, like, I'm going to use it, or I want to use it, not, oh yeah, I have it, so I should hold on to it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Good thought.
So, I'll show a couple, I guess, of, so here's some more sock yarn for socks for my coworker, one of them, because she is a Harry Potter fan, and Gryffindor is her house, so I got some self-striping Gryffindor yarn. This is by the Yarn Jar shop on Etsy, but I don't think they have like an Instagram or anything else. I think it's just on Etsy. And I thought this was cute. It came with a little progress keeper. It's the see, it's the little glasses and the
little lightning bolt.
Yeah, lightning bolt scar. I was like,
that thing.
So I'm super excited. Her birthday, I think, is it's like in September. I have 3 birthdays in September of coworkers. Hers might be October. I need to text them all and be like, tell me your birthday. I forgot. So this is for one of them, and so this one I'm actually gonna do like longer cuffs because I want to use up the yarn.
And you want to see that,
the
the
stripes,
stripes.
yeah. And then, the cat is like eyeing my stuff.
I know.
I think she was eyeing my water too. So I don't remember if I mentioned this last time,
I
but
think we opened it. You started to.
I got this afterward. This is I opened it at your house though. It got delivered here, I think.
Okay.
But I opened it up here, but it's been in between.
Okay.
So this yarn is Akara yarns. Oh, cats are fighting. Or at least they're staring each other down. So she was actually one of my Fibres share partners. And that's how I found out about her yarn. She had sent me a package for a Fibres share last year. And so she recently was doing a sale on her yarn. It was 40% off. So I saw that. I want to snag some up. So this is one. This was a sock kit. And I want to do some Waiting for Henry socks, which are these really pretty socks. So that's the pattern. It's called Waiting for Henry.
Okay.
It's the lady who did it, I think she wrote it while she was waiting, like while she was pregnant. So that's why it's Waiting for Henry. That's her son's name. And it's beautiful and used 3 colors. So I thought this would be really pretty for that. And those would be for me. That would definitely be a
pretty
pair of socks for me. But that's, especially once I realized that I have like 10 birthdays coming up. That's a little down the road. And then the other one I got from her was now I think this is how you pronounce it, but a Zweig sweater kit. So these are the colors that it's going to be. And this is a single ply. So see how it's just like ones, which I haven't really worked with those, so I don't know how it'll be, but so this would be like, this is the body of the sweater, and then this is just the little, there's like a lace yoke up here, and that would be this one.
Okay.
So super excited, but again, that's a sweater for me, so it's not like in the front of the projects list, but I'm glad I have it.
Do you work with just one strand of this?
Yeah, so it's only going to be one of them at a time, but these, so yeah, it's just like this up here, and then this is like the body
and
of it.
then do you use like a small needle, or
kind of, I want to say it's like 4 or something.
I just,
yeah,
inexperienced over here, but it just seems like if you used a bigger needle, it's gonna be very
and it's
kind of holy.
Yeah, and it's a pretty small, I know it's a smaller needle. That's why I think it's like a 4 or something.
I want to see that. Well, you'll show us, because it will be in the
one
works
day
in progress.
But again, I have
I know.
couch kind of move. And then I'll put this in here.
Look.
This is for you.
Yay. I love presents.
Because, so I bought one for myself. This one, because I needed, my husband goes, "Is that a new bag?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you just buy a new bag for every project?" I go, "No. I have to have different size bags. I have a lot of this size bag for socks."
Yes.
Similar size bags. But I need a sweater size bag. So this is going to be my sweater bag. And what's fun so these are made by the Bay Yarn Co. So she makes, I can't remember. I want to say it's Texas. I want to say she lives in Texas.
Because I thought by the Bay.
But it's really pretty because she, on her Instagram, she'll post like her morning walk pictures, and it's really pretty. But so she makes these bags, and they're cool because they have pockets inside. There's like 2 pockets.
See, and some people think of the cutest stuff. Like you just said, she takes pictures of where she's going.
And like, so they're kind of like, because it's canvas, so I mean, it's gonna be, it's a little bit harder to, this thing. But so I like it, and it's got the little.
That's neat.
thing.
Yeah. So does she put yarn in it, or is it just kind of for a bunch of different things?
Yeah, for yarn. That's what she. They're yarn bags, but so yeah, it's kind of.
See,
like,
you can carry
stiff.
it. Yeah. Does it get better after?
I think so, because mine I think is a little
too.
bit better. And then if you were to wash it or something, I'm sure it would. Sorry. But yeah, and then this one has 2 little pockets too. You can't really tell, but there's
That's fun.
2 little pockets. Yeah, and they're not overly expensive. That's why it was. I think she had a sale too. It was like 10%
and it's
off
so
or
sturdy.
something.
That's how you can you're trying to do this. It's really sturdy.
Yeah, so
I
like
like
your
it.
needles aren't gonna.
Quilts for me. Thank you.
But yeah, I thought you needed a little sock bag.
And it's purple. Like
She
one of my
likes
favorite
purple.
colors.
Yeah, and then what people do is they'll put little pins on them, like little enamel pins, which is really cute
Oh
too.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any, but I think it's really cute.
Wow, that's interesting. It's like it's all finished on the inside too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're very.
you know,
nice.
sometimes you've got the frayed edges. There's no frayed edges
No,
here.
it's all like.
And it is really sturdy. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Well, see, now I can put, because sometimes I take my sock yarn and I've dropped stitches because it's on that small circular needle.
Yeah.
And luckily I've been able to find it, but I can just put it in here now when I travel. So.
Yeah. And there's
in
even
my
a spot
purse.
for like a pen or.
Yeah, cell phone.
Pattern.
If you needed to.
Yeah.
It's big enough for that.
But yeah, I think they're
Cute. Oh, look. See?
Yeah, it fits
It
perfect.
fits
She
my
just put her
right
phone in the
there,
pocket.
Yeah. You can see that little. I don't know. It might be hard to see.
Yeah, it's
I'll
kind of hard.
light it up so you can see it. Maybe. I mean, you know. Can you see it in there?
Kinda. You can see like a floating phone.
See? There is a pocket. That's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, on to our random recommendations.
You have one?
Yes, I do. It took me a
Actually,
second
I
to
do
remember.
too. Kind of. Mine's
Okay.
kind of goes along with the recipe as well,
Okay.
though. But
So mine was gonna be, there's a new show on NBC. It's called Making It, and it has the like the two hosts of it, and I can't remember their real names, but they're from Parks and Recreation or Parks and Rec, that show, and it's the two, like the one who played Leslie Knope and then the one who played Ron Swanson. I can't remember because I think she's a comedian.
is it Making It?
Yeah, Making
okay.
It. Yeah, and I think the guy's name is Ron. Yeah, Ron Offerman and Amy Poehler.
Nick-
That's her name.
Nick
Or
Offerman?
sorry, Nick Offerman. I'm mixing up the characters and stuff, and then Amy Poehler. So they are hosting it, and it's just has like people that are like creative people, and then they have a theme, and they have to make things, and it's really cute. And I've watched the first episode, and the second one I think was on TV recently, so I was able to watch it on the app. We don't have, well, actually we might. I think my brother-in-law had just got full of stories, so I deleted stuff. But anyway, the show is really cute, and I'm excited to go and watch the next episode.
That's exciting.
Did you have something?
I did, and mine was because we're doing recommendations and then a recipe, so it's kind of in between. And I even took pictures of what I made, so I'll send them to you so you can insert it. So the I'm looking at mine so I can tell you what it is. It's a blog, and so I have it on my Pinterest board, and I go back to it. Do you ever pin recipes and things like that on Pinterest, and then you never see them again? So this is one that I've gone and I've used, and it's an older recipe, but it's making your own like hamburger helper mixes.
Oh yeah.
And so I've done it before. I just put it like in a baggie. I mean, you could always do it like, seal it if you're going to make it last longer. And then you would measure out like pasta, like maybe, I don't know, 1.5 cups or something, and it gives you the recipe for it. And then you make like a little seasoning bag, and it's got like, it can have like cornstarch, and I don't know if it has any salt in there, just like dry mixes, garlic salt or garlic powder maybe, and things like that, and sometimes cornstarch to kind of thicken it up. And so what you do basically is like you brown a pound of hamburger or ground turkey or whatever it is that you want to use, and then as your protein, and then you would put it just like making a regular hamburger helper mix, but then you would put the pasta in, and then it's your choice, which is nice, and then the seasoning packet too. Just cook it, and then you would add, and then liquid. So liquid can be, you can either do all water and then add some dry milk to it, to your seasoning mix, or you can do like half water, half milk. So I mean, I'm making it probably sound harder than it is, and it's not. And anyway, so this blog is, and it's still a current blog. She still posts on her blog, but it just gives you a bunch of recipes. So it's like the cheesy hamburger. There's like maybe like a taco hamburger, lasagna, or stroganoff, just different kinds. And I have made them before, and they're ready. I just write it, make a label for it on the sandwich. I just use a baggie, and then I put it in my pantry, and then it's ready to go. I know that I just use a pound of hamburger. And so what we also do at my house is I might cook up a bunch of hamburger and then divvy it up, like in pounds. Sometimes we don't even use a pound. We'll just put it in there and then freeze it in separate containers so it's ready to go. So already just microwave it or let it thaw. yeah, so, and we'll have the link, and I've got pictures of what I did, you know, the recipes and that kind of thing. So, and the kids like it. It's a kid-friendly recipe.
Yeah, and I like it too because it's similar to like Hamburger Helper, but you can not add all that salt and stuff. It's
And I
like
might have even made those when
yeah,
you
I
were
think so.
still
I think I
here at the
remember you
house.
doing that. Yeah.
So that's my recommendation I have.
Yeah. I'll share mine just since I brought stuff over. So I had a recipe, and this is for these little like power balls. So they are kind of like peanut butter balls. So they have like peanut butter and honey, and these ones have coconut. I think it said to use almond butter too, but I didn't have any, so I just used all peanut butter. They're kind of like starting to slip.
I know, like I'm waiting for them to fall out
I
and
know.
catch them. There they go.
But anyway, so I made these. They're really yummy. And these are from Clean Simple Eats is what it's called. And I have been, so I bought their, out of my yarn. Because I actually bought their little like menu recipe thing, which I'm going to be buying the next one they come out with for fall. So I'll probably talk about it more then. But like everything has been super good. My husband has loved everything I've made.
We're getting the cat out.
Yeah, it just keeps coming back. But anyway, these are really good. This was in their like little free sample thing. They're power balls. They just keep moving around. But they're really good. And I think I made these a while, like almost 2 weeks ago. And I think they say they're about good for about 2 weeks. Yeah.
So it reminds me of,
Here's
what does it remind you of?
Were you gonna say Squish Witches?
Yes. Totally not healthy.
Maybe we'll have to share that around
get that
Halloween.
recipe.
Squish Witches for Halloween. That would actually be fun. Those
Yeah.
things are so good. So it's a healthier version
Yeah,
of
and then
Squish
we'll show you
Witches.
unhealthy is a squished witch.
Yeah, those things are so good though. But yeah, so these are really yummy, and I'll put that down there,
Yeah,
or
get
maybe
the
even the link to like their little free sample thing. But because the sample week we made all the recipes and they were very yummy.
Good, fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's about it. Anything else
Okay.
exciting?
No, but you know, it's funny when you talk about that. I go, I'm going to talk about. I went shopping this morning for all my freezer meals, so I'm going to be preparing those tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that will be in a couple weeks. We'll
You
talk
can
about
always
that.
take pictures of them too and
Just like
talk
I
about
did.
it. Yeah, because I know we kind of briefly mentioned that, but we can talk about it again.
Yeah.
That website that you got it from.
Yeah, you can do that.
Next time.
Okay.
We'll have a good couple weeks, and we'll see in 2 weeks if we come to you from my new house, or we'll
You'll
see. We're
know.
painting right away, so we might.
Colors picked out, everything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay.
We're actually picking out the same color, which it's gonna look brown in our house
Yeah.
instead of blue. But
Or gray. So grayish colors.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, have a good next couple weeks.
Bye.